Hello everybody. Wow. Why do I feel like this as a big pay-per-view as every other AEW pay-per-view shows? I mean, I see myself, maybe because there are some good rivalries and good storytelling. And I'm shocked that I'm about to say this. So I researched something on Google and I found out that AEW Revolution is going to be the very first professional wrestling pay-per-view that's going to be taking place on Elite Day, February 29th. And now, that's revolutionary. Anyhow, let's get to the predictions. So starting off with SCU versus the Dark Order. Now the real question is, who is the Exalted One? And I know for a fact that it can't be Christopher Daniels, because that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, despite the fact if you have seen one of the episodes from BTE and Dynamite, you would have seen that Dark Order has been playing mind games with Christopher Daniels. And it wouldn't be a big surprise if Christopher Daniels joins the Dark Order. But that ain't gonna happen, because that wouldn't make any sense. And the real question is, who is the Exalted One? I'll tell you who. If you have seen the latest episode of Dynamite, you would know for the fact that they spoke this one word, obsolete. And I know there's one man who uses that word. It's Broken Matt Hardy. And yet again, his contract will be up on March 1st and he will be free to go somewhere. It would be cool to see Matt Hardy as the leader and revealed as the Exalted One. As for this match, I will say the Dark Order are definitely going to win. On to the next match, we have two of the best wrestlers with the great acrobatic in AEW, Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. And I gotta say, this match is going to be great. And you know, Darby Allin is going to go look for his revenge. And he is definitely going to beat Sammy Guevara. In the next match, we will have Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Now, this is going to be the first official singles match for Orange Cassidy. And I gotta be honest, he's very entertaining on AEW Dynamite. I think I remember one time I watched a couple of his intergender wrestling match with Kylie Ray and that one match with Priscilla Kelly, who's the current intergender champion. This time I think Pac is going to win, but I really want to see Orange Cassidy picking up an upset win. Either way, I'm honestly looking forward to see his first singles match in AEW. Although he's not going to be the only wrestler who's going to have his first singles match in AEW. We got Jake Hagar, who is set to have his first official wrestling match in AEW when he faces off against Dustin Rhodes. What would WWE Mark would say? Oh, it's Jack Swagger versus Goldust. Okay, so I remember watching WWE back then when we saw Goldust versus Jack Swagger on Main Event or Superstar. You would know that Goldust beats Jack Swagger, because hell, Jack Swagger was a mid-carder. Moving forward to 2020, you see the natural wrestler, no pun intended. And meanwhile, you have this giant who is an undefeated MMA fighter. And yeah, there's no way that he's going to lose. But obviously, I will say Jake Hagar is going to take a big W at Revolution. Next match, we will have Nyla Rose defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Chris Statlander. And do I even care? Honestly, I would say yeah. But I feel so bad. I feel so bad because people are just not looking forward to see this match. Why? Well, let's see. What do I think about the current AEW women's division. Well, let's just say it's not even the same as NXT women's division. I mean, honestly, who's the real face of the AEW women's division? I honestly don't have a clue. On the first thought, Riho was supposed to be the face of the women's division, but I think I was pretty wrong because I've seen every different woman wrestlers almost every week on Dynamite, and I don't have a freaking clue. Anyways, I'm gonna have to go for Nyla Rose, cause quite frankly, I don't see any big build up for Chris Statlander, and you know for sure that she has absolutely no chance of winning this one. And then we got our next match. Well, this is interesting. We got Kenny Omega and Adam Page defending their AEW World Tag Team Championship against the Young Bucks. Now, this is going to be a friendly competition match. And you know for the fact that four of these men are friends. Well, for some reason, I'm not surprised that Adam still has some issues with the Elite. And although they still consider him as part of the group, I've seen so many teas from Adams turning his back on the Elite. From what I know, the Young Bucks hasn't been close with Adam for a while, and Kenny and Adam are having a dissension and an argument during their tag team. I wouldn't be surprised because I've seen so many teas between Adam Page and the Elite. For a fact, the matter is, the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time. Kenny Omega and Adam Page have the great tag team chemistry. Am I right? I think the Young Bucks are gonna walk out with the AEW World Tag Team Championship. And next match we have, well, MJF versus Cody. Now, this is the match I'm actually looking forward to see. Well, let me recap this. You see, one, they had good storytelling. Two, the rivalry, well, it's solid and tremendous, and it has to be the best rivalry in 2020 so far. Well, could be wrong. Anyways, I would love to see this continue until Double or Nothing. I mean, for the fact of the matter is, we will see Cody versus MJF again in the near future. Most likely at Double or Nothing too. But here's the thing. I would love to see Cody getting his revenge on MJF. After what MJF has done, giving Cody some hard times, like 10 lashes, putting him against Wardlow inside the steel cage, and not allowing him to touch him until Revolution. Think about that. But you see, I honestly would love to see Cody winning this so bad, but I really hate to see MJF winning due to outside interference and or cheating tactics. Think about that. MJF is going to win. We got our main event between Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship. And I know for a fact that these two know each other full well, and I've seen these two having a feud in the past. I guess it was back in 2016. And I remember when Jon Moxley was formerly known as Dean Ambrose. And I remember that time when Dean destroyed Chris Jericho's $15,000 jacket. And then I remember at Extreme Rules where they had an asylum match, Chris Jericho was thrown into 69 tacks. I mean, who remembers that? I do. Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose was one of my favorite rivalry in 2016. But now, 4 years later, we're going to see this rivalry again. And this is going to be interesting. Okay, Jon Moxley has to be a big potential opponent for Chris Jericho. Why? Well, let's see. People have fought with Chris Jericho in the past in AEW for the world title. I mean, you can name every person who have fought with Chris Jericho. But for the fact of the matter is, there isn't anybody on the roster who can beat Chris Jericho for the world title, but it has to be Jon Moxley. I mean, look at Jon Moxley. He's a big star next to Kenny Omega. I remember Chris Jericho beats Kenny Omega. I mean, would we see Kenny Omega beat Chris Jericho? Well, let's see. This has got to be unpredictable. I mean, it could be a big moment for Jon Moxley. It's going to be a feel-good moment for Jon Moxley. I mean, it usually happens to any wrestlers who's trying to sell injuries, but ends up winning the title. And I really want to see Jon Moxley walking out with the AEW World Championship. I mean, despite the fact that he's currently holding the IWGP US title in New Japan, but I always think that Chris Jericho was going to retain the AEW World Championship, but I don't think there's anyone else who could beat Chris Jericho for the AEW World title. I mean, who knows if Kenny Omega would take the AEW World title from Chris in a rematch at Double or Nothing, but I really want, and I think that Jon Moxley is going to walk out with the AEW World Championship. And that concludes my prediction for Revolution. With that said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more content. If you're going to watch AEW Revolution, I hope you all enjoy that. And as always, peace and good day.